Good morning, everyone. It's the producer. I think I'm supposed to say like, share, and subscribe. I don't know how to do this. Anyway, I just get on here to talk about shit. First of all, this is nothing new with these churches. These churches have been doing this forever. Remember when Joel Osteen wouldn't even open up his doors for the people in need during the hurricane or flood, whichever it was? I don't want to be incorrect, but remember bottom line, he wouldn't open his doors to people who needed help. Remember when that pastor locked the doors because he said they weren't giving him enough money? Remember when that other pastor told them they have to tithe enough to get him a plane? Tithes are supposed to be for church needs and for the congregation's needs. Hardly any of these churches give back to people. They always tell you how they give to this organization and they give to that organization. But what does that have to do with facing man and giving to a human being? I'll tell you a great story. I was a television producer. I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, so I couldn't work anymore. The church I went to never did anything for me. Now, there was a person in the church who looked out for me. There were people in the church who spoke with me and encouraged me. But as far as the church administration, the pastor, nothing. No one came to visit me when I was sick, and I am a member, and I tithed. No one came to visit me when I was sick. No one offered me words of encouragement. Nothing. Nothing. My former pastor did nothing. Okay? And that's how most churches are. They don't even help their members. Nothing. So you know what I stopped doing? I kept going to church because I'm going to listen to the word of God, but I stopped tithing. I don't tithe at my church anymore because they did nothing for me as a member. And I don't even mean money or anything like that. Actually, I did get $100 one time, but this woman told me, well, I'm only going to give it to you if you come get it from me. I give you her name, but we're not going to put her out there like that, although I should. But other than that, they did nothing for me. Nothing. There were people within the church, but the church administration itself, nothing. And that's how most churches are. And if that's happened to you, please post on this page because I want people to see that this is nothing new. They've been doing this for years. I'll give you another story about my church. My church used to collect, well, it was a ministry. It was, and I put this on the ministry. I'm not going to put this on the church, but then again, I can because they should have been smart enough to say no. My church had a ministry where they would help people in our community with Christmas presents and stuff like that for the kids. So they'd ask you to give all the information about your family, the whole nine, what they want, and they'd get all these presents for the kids and the family. But you couldn't get the presents unless you came to their event that they gave. Did you hear me? You couldn't get the help unless you came to an event that they gave for you that day. After the event, after the cupcakes and the little bit of junk and the running around, they would take everyone to the pew and they'd call each family's name and have them come up to the pew and get their stuff that the church provided with them. And they thought that was completely okay. They thought that was a wonderful thing they were doing until I told them it wasn't. People don't want to be embarrassed. People are already embarrassed when they're in need, and then y'all come and prance them around here like trophies. Like, ooh, look what we did, and we're gonna give you some cookies, and we're gonna go downstairs and we're gonna sing Christmas carols. And we're gonna do all this stuff, and then you come upstairs and we're gonna call your name and show everybody how much shit we gave you for Christmas. Stop acting like these churches just started doing this. They've been doing this. They've been doing this. What you need to do is look up the pastors and how much money they have and how much money the church has. Because God says take only what you need. And I don't think it's fair that pastors have more than the people in their church and continue to ask for more. Oh, these funds go to these things go to these tithes go to the building fund. These tithes go to this. These tithes go to people in need. Shit. No, they don't. That shit goes in their fucking pockets. And I'm so sorry, Abba. I am so sorry. I am cursing. But the churches have been like this. And they need to be called out. They need to be called out because these people in the churches aren't good people. Maybe your church, maybe you give and you help people and you're a church that gives, but the heifer who answered the phone, she ain't of Christ. She ain't of Christ. Maybe it's not your whole church, but your heifer you got answering the phone is not of Christ. So get her off the phone and put someone on phone who will say, oh my God, let's see what we can do for you. We're going to do something to help you. Even if it's only $10. There are people who go to the church because they can't pay their rent. They've been tithing in churches for years, can't pay their rent. And the church will say to them, well, if they help them at all, usually they want to send them to some places. Well, these are the places you can check out that can help you get assistance. But if they give assistance, they don't pay your rent. Oh, well, here's $100. Here's a couple of $100. That's all we can do for you. But you've been tithing there forever. Ever. I'm sorry. I am a child of Abba. And bottom line, don't get on here as a pastor talking about we're not obligated to help people. Get on here calling people witches and demons because you are non-giving, because you're a liar, because you're a false prophet. Using the Lord's name in vain means you get up there and you say, I speak for the Lord, and then you don't do the right thing. It's not about cursing when you curse, oh, God. It's not about that. It's about professing that you work for the Lord, that you are a servant of God, and then you turn your back on people. That's using God's name in vain. And He will remember you. See, I don't care how much you scream and holler, Pastor from Louisiana. Oh, it's the devil. Oh, it's the devil. We give the organizations. Organizations aren't starving right now. People are. Stop giving to organizations because obviously they're not helping the people. Start a food pantry in your church. Put the stuff that you want to give in your church and let them come to the church and pick out the stuff. You talking about we give to everybody. Well, you don't give to God's people. And until you do, the hell with all of you. If you have asked the church for help and they have refused, I want you to post it in the comments so we can show, especially if you're a member of a church, so we can show that this is not something new and we are not going down on churches. We're just doing what we should have did a long time ago and putting y'all asses in check. Do better.